they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best because I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This shit, we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time, be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork, fantastic.
From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go, 2:30. Watch Monday. Sweat. 40 seconds. Check. Shoot.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
First down, Steelers.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Yeah, alert. Patsy, King. Check the backer.
Now Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. So the same tandem connecting on back-to-back throws to start the game.
And maybe throwing the scouting report off just a little bit. That's not exactly what they think is going to be their number one receiver, but he's producing already early in this game.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Let's go. Check 31.
First carry for James Conner. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
All right, now, like 20. I'm coming after you. Check. Hey. Check 99. Heat these two.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darren Lee coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 15.
You don't want to see me. You don't want me. Watch the eye.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Speaking of Damian Williams, great Super Bowl. 17 carries, over 100 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. Charles, he also had one through the air. Did you think he would have that type of a game?
I wasn't sure that we would see that type of a game, but I knew he would be a part of their offense in terms of trying to break down what San Francisco does, that he would get the bulk of carries. But did I see 104 yards on the ground and a touchdown? Probably not. Did I see him catching one as well, 133 yards of total offense? Probably not. But give him his due, because now, in his postseason career, which is 6 games, 5 of them with Kansas City, 1 with Miami, he scored 11 touchdowns.
Wow.
So on the big stage, the big lights, he produces, and he actually won the battle between undrafted free agent running backs, because his total versus Raheem Mostert, who ran for, I believe, 58 yards and a touchdown for San Francisco, advantage Kansas City, advantage Damian Williams.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. 9 catches, 105 yards for Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl, and he likely had the biggest play of the game, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. 44-yard catch on 3rd and 15. Usually you're trying to just find enough space to get over the sticks, right? Get a 16, 18-yard gain, which is difficult in and of itself. But 44 yards on 3rd and 15, San Francisco has contained him so well throughout the game, because you know what it's like with Tyreek Hill. When he catches the ball, you better surround him or he'll break a big one. Finally does it at the key point, and that starts the comeback for Kansas City. Paved the way for the first of 3 KC touchdowns in the 4th quarter.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
Mahomes going to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce, 29 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go, at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
And first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. This is fielded at the 27. Yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check.
Now here's Mahomes. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Mahomes now to throw. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Yellow. 180. Watch the pass. Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. It'll be a gain of 9, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
The tackle made by Devin Wood. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 6.
Wide. 55 to Mike. Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. Easy. Safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. And the kick by Butker is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
White 80, Snickers, 66. Bring it.
from the shotgun. It's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. Caught here by Bell. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. On the toss, here's Williams. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And this is caught by Watkins. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the 16-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, 43, 15.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Bud Dupree in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Butker able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They give it to Williams running right, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Steelers' 34-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Yellow. Check.
They run it again with Williams. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now they'll toss it out right to Williams. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Yellow.
Man, I got you. Check safety, check.
15.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Bud Dupree able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Mahomes. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Kelsey, the intended receiver there. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected, but a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. They didn't see that coming at all. And now this throw complete to Washington. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 33 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 13-7.
Steelers 7. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
I got you, boy. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Easy.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense, because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw, it's Mahomes. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let him know.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. It's Williams on the catch. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Williams. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try and get it home with Sherman, the fullback. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Well, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Coming to you, coming to you. Kill, 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 kill. Check 24, check 24.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. It's caught. This is White. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Check. Fresno.
Snickers, now spin.
He's checking.
Take 2 of them.
Kill.
Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Switch it. Snickers.
Right there. 54, right there.
Greystone, travel.
Yo. Kill.
The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Counter. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Washington's got it. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the Steelers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are back within a single score.
And, Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything, and the end result, the short touchdown run. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there, so that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
Boswell for the extra point. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20 to 14.
Makes the score Chiefs 20, Steelers 14. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
45-yard line.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Better break. Yellow. You better break. I'm letting you know. Attack.
Check your hot read.
Mahomes going to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
At the 32-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
You good? Check 4. Check. You got tape right there.
Easy, shoot.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Well, he's going to go for it all. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
Sammy Watkins, he's going to go. He's at the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got White here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Roethlisberger now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
He's checking crack.
44.
Right there. 54.
Snickers. 66.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's going to let it fly. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Quarter.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Roethlisberger will throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. Now a desperate, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. And that's the play, that pick by Mathieu, that will seal this football game.
The Honey Badger does it again. And I think one of the best nicknames that's ever been given. Just so inspired. He may not care, as Honey Badgers don't, but he understands how to get around the ball, and he just sealed another victory.
How do you know about the mental psyche of a Honey Badger?
That's always been the expression. The Honey Badger, he doesn't care.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all, and to me it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead, or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. And this will be caught at the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And again, it's Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 37. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They